Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads Sport channel. We're over on the other channel now. If you know, you know, which is we received a copyright strike on the main. So that channel is inaccessible for now in terms of the live streams. But that does not mean we're not going to provide you guys with the commentary for the final. Ladies and gentlemen, the Crusaders, they have just struck back, managed to get themselves the try. What we're quickly going to do is we're going to hopefully be able to take the link for this one and we'll go like this and we'll go on to that one and go like this. There we go. Right. We should be sorted, ladies and gentlemen, but I do appreciate anyone who pops over. I have no idea how many people will show up for this live stream rather than the other one that we were on, but at the moment the score is 10 points in favor of the Chiefs compared to the 8 of the Crusaders. The ball is currently in the hands of big Brody Retallick. Right. We'll go like this, like that, go like this, and we'll go like that. Right, we're good. What happened, says Bros Production, pretty much the Sansa decided to copyright strike me because they said that I used the title Super Rugby, which is apparently not allowed, even though we have done it throughout the whole year. We've also ended up talking to them in the past about it, and they've been like, yep, go for it. It's all good. Apparently, the final, though, you're not allowed to. So the penalty at this stage goes in favour of the Chiefs by the looks of it. That's actually changed a little bit because last time we were covering it, there was not much going in favour of the Chiefs. Apparently, Anton Leonard-Brown, he is on the field, but I do see that now Luke Jacobson has been taken off the field for 10 minutes. I've missed probably about the last 15 minutes of this final as well, I should mention, due to that strike taking up a bit of the time. Yeah, hope you guys are all doing well. Hamish, what happened now? You can't blame it. Only happens with cricket, YouTube. Predictably, it can happen with rugby as well. Who's the culprit now? No, well, I knew it could happen with rugby because it's happened with rugby before. But yeah, it's just the sands are in it causing problems. It's like Damian McKenzie now going to be going for a kick of his own. Good one, Chief. There's Vinny there. It was great work from Samasoni Taukiaho. I did see that first try coming from Sean Stevenson also, I should mention. And then alongside him, we saw the try from Cody Taylor. That's ridiculous. He weren't even showing any footage. Paul from Zanzar says the Lim report. Yeah. It's always nice, isn't it? We've covered, I would say, 80% of the games throughout this year. We've covered the semi-finals. We've covered all of the quarterfinals. We've covered every game involving pretty much a New Zealand side. And then they wait till the final and then they're like, nah, we might as well get rid of him now. So yeah, that channel actually we can't stream on it for the next 90 days unless we get it falsely removed, which we can hopefully do, but that takes 10 working days. I put a video with so much Super Rugby content that I just screen recorded, and so far I'm all clean. Absolute madness, says the Lim report. Yeah. Amy McKenzie gets it away to the left-hand side, so the score will remain at 10 points to 8 in favour of the Chiefs. Off to a decent start in this matchup so far. We're remaining at 10 points to 8 first half of this competition. 90 days, says the Bros. So that is for a proper strike. For our sake, because it's a false copyright strike, it will only take 10 days or somewhere around there. 100 days, says Adam TNT. No, it should take 10, and then eventually YouTube have to be like, oh, they haven't followed up with a court case, which does mean that I get to stream again on the channel. So hopefully that comes sooner rather than later. Now Mitch Drummond up for the kick downfield. Looks like it's nicely taken by Damien McKenzie. Well, that was bad. Oh, this is bad timing, says Isaac. Hello, Isaac. Welcome in. Yeah, we got in trouble apparently. I definitely appeal. Are you never shown any footage? Yeah, so we've got the counter complaint through. I know for a fact that they won't take it off by the end of this game because that's the point of the strike, is to have it so that I don't have it. Yeah, so it says that the counter thingy has been forwarded, but that will take 10 days. They strike you for just live viewing. That sets a precedent. Says the Lim report, wide pass there. A little bit of a juggle there. Tom Christie nicely taken out on the wing, though. I kicked him behind. Drummond into the 22. Amoni Naroa takes it nicely. Here was Sansa. Did they strike you, or what did they strike you for? So it is the kind of Super Rugby organization, if that makes sense. Um, and it's pretty much they struck me because my title that had Super Rugby in it, they felt that that was too close to their name. Well, like, because it said, like, I've done the same title the whole way through Super Rugby semi final, Super Rugby final, everything like that. So, yeah, it's slightly unfortunate. That's 4 past by quite some margin. Was it Sansa? They struck you a bunch of idiots. It was, yeah. So, not ideal. Did they block you last year? They did do it originally for Super Rugby AU, but I was able to get it cleaned up. So many channels cover this game on YouTube. I specifically target your channel. They are jealous your loyal audience. Yeah, unfortunately, I would say what happened was someone saw that we had a few people watching. They, even without checking to see if we were showing footage or anything, we'll strike them down. It's the easier option. I got copyright as well for uploading Super Rugby games on Rugby Challenge 4. There's Bros there. And also the best way for us is that they might be a good try against Wales or England. And will you ever comment what meme you think, says Adam? I am confused what that means. And we've been blocked. Yep. Main channel is currently unable to live stream. Nice pass out to Leicester Whainā Nuku now, though. Status 35 minutes into the contest. It seems ironic that I'm still covering their competition, but it's going to be Richie Mo'unga who does get himself over the try line and scores the try for the Crusaders. They will now take the lead in this final. I'll be honest, the final doesn't have the same feel now in a way, just because we are on the other channel and we are, we are pretty much starting from the get go. I guess you could say. Morning, Amish. Quick work, mate. Says Fleshin. Yeah. Hello, Fleshin. You're going all right. I just hope that it's back by the time that the Ashes comes around, because I feel like that's cleared up my night, hasn't it? I got nothing else that I can really do. YouTube should have some mechanism check for that, so that it isn't that anyone can't send this false claim. Yeah. It's ridiculous how they can just strike the channel and there's nothing you can do. It takes them, well, it takes nothing for them to strike, but stuffs your channel up completely. And that was the same case with that Cricket World Cup one a little while ago, because they could strike me 14 days passes and then they are able to pretty much continue what they were doing. But until that 14 days is up and it's proven as a false claim, you can't actually do anything from it. So worst case scenario here is I have to wait 2 weeks and then they'll be like, oh yeah, we didn't actually, like, there was no court case, which there won't be, I wouldn't think. I don't think there's much that they can do about using words in a title. Let's go, Champ Crusaders. There's Ta'afo. Yeah, I think the main thing out of this is I think I'm going to have to pick up some extra hours at work next week because, yeah, the weekend, I think I spent more on lunch for today. A good tackle attempt from Sam Cane, but Mo'unga did go in for the try. The Crusaders now taking that lead by a little bit more. I'm rooting for the Chiefs, says Bros. Or Bros, I should say there. Would you like to come on for a halftime chat, Isaac? If you're watching the game, we might as well have you on. It's the Kiwi Lads Sport Channel. It's unpredictable. No one knows what's going to happen. Although you might be in a room watching it with other people, maybe. And go the Chiefs, yes. Says Reed. Aren't your live stream matches on this channel? You'll still get the same watching. Is going. I don't know whether that's a compliment or an insult, but yeah, it's an option anyway. Wasn't the cricket scenario because Sri Lanka wanker bobbed us in? It was, yeah. Or he didn't even dob us in. He just said that we were using his stuff. Watch alongs are illegal. Give me a break. YouTube says the Lim report. Yeah, it's a rough way to finish a Super Rugby competition a little bit, isn't it? But yeah, it is what it is. 2 minutes remaining now. The worst thing is, I think the World Cup's going to be the same a little bit, depending on how much, say, Sands. We might try and do the first game of the World Cup, get taken down, and then that's our World Cup done. Unfortunately, all gone over the top. Cody Taylor now claims it for the Crusaders. Braden Eno, nicely taken there. Crusaders, they've got 1 minute 20 remaining on the clock, so they could just look to close out the time here. In the middle of the field, Sean Stevenson. A nice step coming in. Weber. The right goes to McKenzie. Aiden Ross. Now, in fact, it's George Dyer on the halfway line. How can Keith miss that 4 pass? There was a massive 4-1, wasn't it, out to Tom Christie? That's a penalty now to the Crusaders. The penalty count still not helping the Chiefs out too much here. Had quite a few in a row. I have no updates as well, I should mention. There you go. And iLad's also got a copyright strike on my channel doing the final. There's Yarnlu. So it seems to be the worst thing is they're only picking and choosing, it would seem. Like it's bad enough that they do anyone, but they must have felt that you had something special going, Yarnlu. They had potential. And this is all because you use Super Sport in the title or some reason. You receive an email. It's pretty much just automated that it comes through the way that it did. So yeah, we're just pretty much in the waiting game scenario, I guess you could say now. I guess they're imploding, says Jason. Right, Che Fiaki now with the penalty. I do apologise that there hasn't been a huge amount of commentary in this live stream. It wasn't the original intention. I felt we were going all right on the last one. Now lining up this kick. Hi, all says Annoy. Welcome in, mate. You are doing well. Che Fiaki now from halfway. Oh, it's just gone away to the right-hand side. Brad Weber forces it down. That will be half time in the contest. 15 points to 10 in favour of the Crusaders. Now we are at half time, ladies and gentlemen. This will be an interesting half. I guess the big question is, do we break down the part that we saw minus the copyright strike or the full half? Full half, I did miss a little bit. I saw that Sean Stevenson try out of the corner of my eye. Your first reaction when you saw your live stream was struck down, felt my internet was down. Well, that's the thing. I saw the 0 come up on a stream, and I've had that twice before. Once was when I got a copyright strike for the cricket. Once was when I got a copyright strike. Well, in fact, no, I didn't actually get to see it for that one because I got it actually before the stream went live. So straight away, I was like, oh, no. I looked down at my Wi-Fi because that's normally my first reaction is, okay, Wi-Fi might be down. It was looking all right. Looked at my Gmail to see if I had a copyright strike email that had come through. Didn't have that. So then I went back to YouTube and Googled, or like YouTube searched the Kiwi Lads. Had our video there, but not the live stream. So I was like, okay, this isn't good. And then, yeah, it came through. I checked my YouTube dashboard and it's like, you got a copyright strike. You can't stream. You can't do anything pretty much till it gets removed. I have to say the Chiefs are their own worst enemy. O'Keefe was really on form, or not on form though. He's one-sided. Says Belden McLeod. I don't know what to say. I want the Satyrs to win today. Normally I cheer against them, says Hanoi. Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because for the Crusaders' sake, you've got Scott Robinson, who I think wants to have a decent send-off. Then you've got the Chiefs who want to keep, some would say, the Super Rugby competition alive by having a new victor for the first time in the last 6 years. Just messaging one of the other Kiwi lads. But yeah, do let me know what you thought of that first half, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an eventful one. I thought that the Crusaders' discipline in the early stages was a lot better than the Chiefs, so they kind of had to make sure that we're getting it relatively right early on. But yeah, the Chiefs given away about 6 penalties throughout those first 13 or so minutes. No, it wasn't going to be very easy. They also had that yellow card of not Sean Stevenson, Anton Lienert-Brown. Alongside that, they had that yellow card of Luke Jacobson. Now, I didn't actually get to see what that one was for, but I'm not too sure. Was Anton Lienert-Brown's yellow card upgraded to a red, or did it stay as a yellow? Is there anyone who can let me know there? I actually didn't get to see that. I want to say that I thought I heard them say that it was upgraded to a red, but yeah, unsure. I assume Jacobson's was just the yellow. Stevenson showing Foster what an idiot he is, not picking him in the ABs, and no yellow. It stayed there. And also all the people live watching, not transforming from the Kiwi Lads to the Kiwi Lads Sport. Well, a lot of people don't actually know about this channel. Is one big one there, and also I guess when you start a stream, it's very hard to build it up again. So straight away when they struck us, they knew what they were doing. I'm just going to quickly go through because there's normally another channel that I know of that does them, and I don't know if they are live at the moment. I'm just going to have a quick look to see if they ended up in the same scenario. I don't think they did though. I think they just decided against continuing the stream, but that would be a weird one to do. I just got a notification. It's not YouTube, it's Tim. Rugby Itch, you guys know him. I was over on his channel just before. I'll just quickly send him one. I assume he's still live. Hope he's still live. Anyway, I really hope that he hasn't ended up with a strike as well. That's the thing. It's annoying that I've got it, but I'd much rather no one else ended up with it as well. And that might be a weird attitude to have, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm here with you, mate, says Ian Curtis. I appreciate you guys who have come over from the other channel. Who knows, maybe this one might become the live streaming channel for that next little while we are trying to get that strike all sorted out. But yeah, Stevenson scoring the try. The stream tonight wasn't easy to find. Describe, I don't know why, says annoy. Uh, one moment. Yep, all sorted. But yeah, it's a weird one because depending on when people tried to find the stream, like I assume anyone who was on it either thought their Wi-Fi was down or they just had a message popped up saying it's been claimed or it's been struck or whatever it is. But yeah, you got old copyright system. It's one of those ones that you can't really avoid it. Sadly, like we've avoided it extremely well throughout the rest of the comp. But yeah, it's just a shame that it's the final, the one where I feel like was our best chance to grow. And I don't know, maybe we could have even hit that 25,000 subscribers by the end of the night had it not gone the way that it did. But Mo'unga, he scored the first try for himself in the 29th minute, whereas there was one a little bit prior that was Cody Taylor. It was a rolling maul try 90% of the time when he does get the opportunity to. And then Faina Nuku is close to scoring in the corner. It actually mentioned, sorry, Cody Taylor. I think that Mo'unga scored twice. No, he didn't. I think he just scored the once. They got there a little bit confused, and that's why I'll subscribe to you, says Robert Vale. And there as well. Yeah. But we move on. I just hope that it's back, like I mentioned, for the Ashes. Like at the end of the day, Super Rugby's now coming to a close. So as long as it's back for the Ashes, I'll be happy enough. We're all talking about the discipline. We're seeing quite an even amount of meters made. I'm so tired, but I really want to watch the game till the end, says Bush Pig. And there's, oh, that was a big shot on Dallas McLeod, though. He might not be as sleepy as him. I think he went off for an HIA, and I'm not too sure whether he has returned back out onto the field yet. He's in ill discipline, costly with 2 yellows, and a 9-2 penalty count is what they have just put up for the Chiefs. So having so many penalties against them can be extremely costly. And yeah, I feel like it's going to be one of those ones that if they don't end up getting it right, could end up hurting in Wi-Fi up in the coconut trees, says Aaron Rains there as well. Richie Mo'unga showing off his skills, showing what he can do out there on the rugby field. Seen that one penalty goal scored by Damien McKenzie. And kia ora, Hamish. Chief's going to lose, says Big Light. Welcome in, mate. You've been keeping well. Oh, is that a handling error from Brody Retallick? They're just showing the physicality. We've actually seen more territory and more possession for the Crusaders. Chiefs going to lose. It's going to be one, I mean, it's a crucial period in this game, I would say, is this next 10 minutes or so. Because if the Crusaders come out firing like they did near the end of that half, they're going to find themselves maybe hard to catch. But the Chiefs, if they can get the early try, would be ideal for them because that way they're back into the contest. They're only down by 5. The Chiefs end up doing a haka before the game says Jason. They did not that I saw anyway, for the Auckland Chiefs. I feel bad for you guys who are members because you can't use your membership emojis anymore on this channel. We don't actually have membership set up. I can put one up in the corner to make you feel a little bit more at home. Here we go. We've got the Kieran up there. I can put the Hamish. That's my face when I was wondering why it was struck. But yeah, very unfortunate. There you go. Then now it's also like this because I know that I'm going to have to work probably for the next 2 weeks or so a lot harder to, yeah, go through and go to the Chiefs. Brad Weber, best halfback, New Zealand. All Blacks coach is an egg. Says Mark, are you talking current? I assume you're talking Ian Foster because yeah, I feel like Scott Robinson he would see Weber's potential. I don't understand how Christie made it in over Weber, to be honest. George is asking about the strike. And shame they don't feel like doing it after their ass is kicked. That is coming in the second half, says Jason. And go to the Chiefs, Brad Weber, best halfback. Oh, no, I read that one, didn't I? Lyle says Robert. But far away from the second half getting underway, ladies and gentlemen. For this, I don't even know if I'm allowed to call it by its name at the moment. That's what got me in trouble for the first one. So I guess this final 2023 game that has taken place between these two sides, there might also have copyrighted names, perhaps. Yeah, it's going to be good for the second half. I'm excited. I feel like this halftime feels a lot longer because normally we talk through stats, we talk through everything else. Here we go. George is concerned. He worked out, or he asked if it was Sansa. I was like, "Yep," and he said some words that I can't say. All streams getting blocked by YouTube at the moment. You're the last one standing, says Bill McLeod. Surely not. Is it? Who else has been taken down? No, we've still got a fellows that I watch. No, everyone else I believe is up except for myself, and I believe Yanlu was the only other one who ended up with the copyright strike. What happened, Hamish? I got a copyright strike from Sansa, so they said that I wasn't able to do the commentary for this game. But then we're doing it now, but it's just on a different one. And 2 cents is still, yeah, he's still running. He's still going smoothly. I see Rugby Itch. Anyone who has been watching our stuff, be sure to check out Rugby Itch as well. He's one of the guys who we actually did the preview with, and we will be popping on his channel for a post-match review. I know with you. There's Robert there. Hiya. Now in Ken's French Riviera, listening to you or listening to the game. Crusaders, thank God for you, says Sally. Thank you very much. I hugely appreciate you being here. And yeah, I saw that. There's Big Light in there as well. Yeah, second half just around the corner. George was saying how it will be nice that I finally get a night off. Who copyrighted you is Sansa, unfortunately. How are we with you, bro? Says MHH in there as well. Do you know back from next weekend? No idea. Pretty much it's just in their court, unfortunately. More viewers need to donate so Hamish and the lads get a top lawyer and sue the jerk, says Jason. I mean, I don't even know about court cases. I mean, it's just at this stage, it's just my weekend or pretty much my weekly like money that I would have made is gone now. Pretty much. Like, in fact, I believe that donation, the one that we got from Nate on that other live stream, I think that one Sansa at this stage have taken until we get anything else changed. But yeah, Sansa made more money this weekend off our stream than we did, which is like at the end of the day, I always say I don't do it for the money side of things, but it is a part of our weekly revenue, I guess you could say, seeing as we didn't work at all this week either. Let your body go to work is the ad that I've just got. I feel like They're just taking the piss out of me now. That's the ads. Yeah, second half, first try scorers. Who's everyone got as the first option, ladies and gentlemen? Do let me know. For me, I'm saying, I mean, I said Scott Barrett would score the first try in that first half, and I'm sticking with them again. Scott Barrett, first try scorer, and Allgood's boss says, Nate. So yeah, at the moment, Sansa are stealing your mangoes, Nate, but hopefully we'll get them back soon. It may be a few weeks until we get it back, but I have to get a mango there. So this before, Sansa, as a business, are so stupid, says George. You see, that's the thing. I don't even know if they checked to see if we were showing the game or anything. They just pretty much were like, "Oh, he's got a few viewers, must be showing it, get him down." And they said it was for using Super Rugby in the title. So that's a new one. Watch from Sweden. The only channel I can watch is the Kiwi Lads. And also we have got the McLeod says, Jason, what do you do for work? So working during the week, I'm a builder, but due to the Ashes live streams that we were doing all throughout the nights up until I think it was about Monday or Tuesday. Because of that, I've pretty much had the whole week off work this week so that I could prepare for this weekend's live stream on the main channel and then also have it so that I was recovering from the Ashes series as well. I said this before, but Sans, oh no, I read that one, didn't I, bro? Sansa don't understand how good rugby promoted the game. No, it's no one else on YouTube streams. That's no, it says Xavier, men's got to eat, says Jason. And yeah, hard, they all run, or they are run by old heads stuck in the past. And also just call it superior rugby from now, says Jason. Now the second half just about underway. That they are a little bit lucky not to have a red card, the Chiefs, but they're going to make the most of their opportunity here. I guess I should mention anyone who's new to this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We're going to probably be streaming on here for a little bit while we get the other channel sorted. Going to be kicked downfield by Richie Moonga. Now nicely taken by Damian McKenzie. Charges almost through the gap. The good news is there should be no chance whatsoever of this getting struck. And if it does, yeah, I have no idea. I mean, they can't copyright the word final, can they? That's the only thing that they can possibly try and argue. On this one, Nankerval, driven backwards in the tackle, Hamish. Did you think that Anton Leonard-Brown had a shocker first half, or was he good? Well, he ended up with that yellow card. He was probably lucky to continue having a half after the way that he did get sent off, just because it could have been a red. I've seen them given as red in the past. Luckily, it wasn't. This one, Richie Moonga just let go from Sean Stevenson. Just decided to pretty much let him loose. Now, Whainā Nuku, driven down by Jack Goodhue's got a little bit of blood dripping out of the right-hand side. It's going to Avili Talatui ball up to Will Jordan, but it will be the knock-on. And now they'll go back for the Chiefs scrum. Only 38 minutes remaining in the game. I agree, says Big Light. So you can see the disappointment on the face of Will Jordan after that one not quite working in his favour, but he just let him go. I don't know whether or not he thought that the guy next to him was one of his teammates. Decided that that was going to be maybe a harder tackle made. Yeah, Moonga. Okay, Clayton McMillan asking for offside there. I think I read from the lips. One moment, we'll go like this and we'll go like this. There we go. The scoreboard is now updating. Off to the right. McKenzie inside ball to Alex Nankerval. Now on the outside, and Moni Narawa down the wing. That's going to be a fantastic try for the Chiefs. They were just talking about the stat that only 6 teams in history have come from behind halftime to win a final. The Chiefs have now well and truly got themselves back into the contest. It was a great pass from Nankerval inside ball to Sean Stevenson. What a try. Nice try. There's Annoy and Big Light there as well. Moni Narawa getting in for the try. Absolutely loving it there for the Chiefs. The Chiefs faithful I've been waiting for a long time for this final between the Crusaders and the Chiefs, and at the moment, seems like they've got a very decent chance of possibly seeing it. Oh, I have just seen this makes it slightly worse. I've now seen that there are 2 live streams on YouTube that are showing the game, like, that are showing match footage clear as day, and I got copyrighted for not showing anything. How does that work? Is Wanker copyrighted too? Who's Wanker? And also, yes, try. And also, come on, boys, need to wear my Chiefs jersey when I come through New Zealand Customs in July, says Builder McLaren. Yes, sir. Let's go, Chiefs Mana, says Blues Nay. And Crusaders are just keeping us interested before unleashing the shackle, says Jason. That was fine. It was a brilliant try. It's got, I guess, anyone who does want to see the match footage, per se, I would highly recommend. There's 2 on YouTube at the moment, both called Crusaders or Chiefs versus Crusaders Live as the YouTube channel name. Wait, send screenshots. Yeah, I feel like I need to, don't I? A moment. We'll go like this. A screen record? That's a better way of doing it. No, I can't. Okay, it doesn't let me. My screenshot? I also think it won't let me. No, I think it's both gonna be glitched. And I don't know why you'd ever get a strike. It's weird, says Hanoi. That's not fair, Amy, says David the Mod. Yeah. It's an unfortunate one. Definitely because I think this was going to be probably the only stream we do over the weekend. Oh, only of 2 streams because we didn't include this one. Now, 45 minutes in, YouTube censors are right, perhaps, aren't they? Or the thing is, I can't blame YouTube for this, other than their system sucks. But Um, it's not YouTube, it's Sansa because they've had someone manually strike mine. Rather than saying it's an automatic one, someone I believe has had to go through and manually click, would you like to copyright this person? And they've had to go, yes, would you like to? And they've got to fill out all the boxes. So someone's done it all by themselves rather than YouTube. YouTube just have a system that kind of works for them, I guess, in terms of what they use for copyright. I'm watching it silent on Oz TV, but listen to your commentary. I better do some more commentary then, shouldn't I? Is streaming the second test of the Mard? That's a great question. I'm hoping to. We haven't got a bunch of copyright strikes to deal with. I'd love to see the match, but stay in here, says Ian. Hugely appreciate it, mate. Although I will say, if you do want to watch the match, definitely in this scenario, I have no hard feelings about that whatsoever. Like at the end of the day, if you want to see the game, go for it. And it's on YouTube. It's shown there. Now Mackenzie and the Chiefs winning the penalty. They've currently got themselves a 17 point to 15 lead. Some cretin from Sansa, says G Raccoon. And yeah, the worst thing is I'm probably going to have to make about 15 phone calls tomorrow trying to get a strike removed for something that I didn't do. But yeah, that sucks, mate, says Big Light. Nicely stolen there by Scott Barrett. Bloody Nuttawa scoring the first try of the second half, like I mentioned. I'm wondering when the changes will start to come for both of these teams. I know that the Crusaders didn't really go, oh, you know, that's the other time I got a copyright strike, wasn't it? Now Nuttawa, ever since getting that All Blacks jersey, seems like he's on fire. That was a brilliant line break for him. Peter Gus Soakula now charging up the middle of the field, 25 metres out the line, stolen in the breakdown, but to go back again. Some YouTube videos show dodgy links to really dodgy sites. They do. And I mean, I think that these 2 ones that are showing the game, they probably are too. Young LeBron got copyrighted as well. That wasn't even showing the game blank screen. There's Blues Nate. It seems so weird though that he was targeted. And so maybe the way that we wrote our titles was slightly different. Like, but I don't understand how it's that different in terms of compared to like I don't want to jinx this, but the likes of, I mean, the other guys that we watch, Two Cents Rugby, uh, live reaction is what Rugby Itch has got. So maybe it's just the word commentary. They were like, "No, you can't have it." But that's weird because I would have thought stream would be a more controversial word than commentary because commentary normally implies hearing. But I think, unfortunately, maybe the people striking, it's not so much the hearing, it's what's in between the ears, the brain that they are possibly missing. Hopefully, they don't see this one. Now, Mackenzie lining it up, and I've punted both teams 12 and under. Here's Deegan. Have ever got Aussie, New Zealand, and Argentina? Says Nate. Well, that is another thing that there is now to think about. We've got an under 20 World Cup that is taking place at the moment. We've got the Rugby Championship just around the corner. How's that going to go with the old Sanzar boys? Because, like, yeah, that wouldn't be good. World Cup is another one I'm a little bit concerned about, but that kick has gone over for the Chiefs. Now 20 points to 15. They'll end up round charges forward. Nice attacking run there from the Chiefs number 10. And under 20 World Cup, yes, please, Hamish says Blues, Nate. Yeah, it's one that I mentioned on the main channel. I said, well, the side channel at the moment, but I mentioned on that I pretty much I wanted to watch the first round to see who everyone like kind of as some Penifino now on the field. He's had a bit of an eruption from the crowd as he is one of the new All Blacks. But yeah, I'm hoping to watch the first round of the under 20s so that I can then commentate on the second, although that will heavily depend on whether or not Sands have taken away their hostage thing yet. And the Chiefs, of course, says Builder McLeod. World Cup will be amazing this year, says Big Light. Hamish, can you please do a poll of who wants who to win? Unfortunately, I think on this one, it would be tricky, mainly because I'm not actually signed into YouTube on this sport channel. I'm signed in through my other one. So I don't actually know if I can get to it without like the access being weird. And also, we've got that copyright. They really picked the moment, didn't they? The final, yeah. It's a bit of a rough one to pick on the final. Seeing as like we've done the semi-finals, the quarterfinals, pretty much 90% of the matches. Our Aben champion says the Straight to Sports. We got a copyright strike from Sansa using Super Rugby as a word. We were told off in the form of copyright. So we aren't able to stream on the main channel till that gets removed. At worst, that'll be 90 days, but I'm hoping it's only going to be a couple weeks. Another channel told their members not to put on their comments on the game. Here's Robert. The Aussie Crusaders about to erupt, says Jason there. And why is the World Cricket World Cup towards the end of the year? I think it's just with where it's being played. With it being in India, it kind of works in not too badly. Robert, that one is now going to be kicked downfield. Nicely taken by Will Jordan. We're doing part-time commentary, I would say, for this final now. But yeah, not ideal. Mo'unga. No, it's Shea Fiaki. He's still on the field for Dallas McLeod, who's got a concussion, possibly, which is not ideal because he's recently been called into the All Blacks. Has been kicked into touch on the full from Amoni Narawa. And also, that sucks, dude. I'm sorry, says Distracted Sports. Yeah, it's not great, sadly. Just looking through, yeah, it's still active. But yeah, not the best timing, I would have to say. Cody Taylor goes to Scott Barrett off to the right hand side. I appreciate everyone who has popped over to the Kiwi Lad Sport channel though. Like the fact that you guys are still here, even though that's all happened, is pretty hugely appreciated. Nice shot on Faiana Nuku. Crusaders, they're one big play away from getting back into the contest, I would say, but the Chiefs maybe one try away from starting a break away. Etena Nana Satoro, great step there, moving up to the halfway line, going over the top of Richie Mo'unga. Now Weber goes across to McKenzie. We've got the how have you been, mate? Says Sebastian, hoping everything's sweet and cool. Oh, it's been good this week. been preparing, like getting everything sorted. And I mean, me and George, we actually went out and about today. We went up the road 30 minutes and we went out shopping for a few different things. I got another GoPro chest mount for the videos. And yeah, we walked a whole heap of meterage. I think we walked about we've done about 7Ks today on foot, me and George total. So we've been a fair distance. Came on ready for the rugby. And I mean, to be fair, it's been a good final. I feel like we can't let our unfortunateness dampen from what the Chiefs are doing at the moment, which is having a 5-point victory or 5-point lead at the moment over the Crusaders. What I had on Leicester, yeah, huge hit on him because he's not a small man. He's going to be a danger when he's out on that left wing. Well, the All Blacks this year, Willie Hines puts the ball up high. Now nicely taken by Tino Nana Satoro, 40 metres out. But I have to say that the Chiefs, their physicality game is ramped up in the second half. Little chip behind from Damian McKenzie. Nicely covered there by Willie Hines. And he's quite an early change to make. I think the Crusaders, they felt that it hasn't quite worked with Drummond. Maybe kicking that ball away just that little bit too often. But now Will Jordan goes off to the right-hand side. And Moni Narawa. The tackle. He's had a very good game, though. Moni Narawa. You must be feeling really good after walking that much, Hamish. Geez, there's big light. Well, I feel like I was all, you get all energized and we just kept on walking about. Although not all of it was like on tracks or anything like that. We walked around the new Bunnings. It's up the road. That was actually the reason we went up. We were like, you want to go check out Bunnings? That's what George sent me. And I was like, yeah. We got a Bunnings snag, a good old sausage and some bread. That was nice. Oh, that was an awkward take on the ground there. Worked out to be Tuplavaes, but they're going back for another penalty in favour of the Chiefs. Currently 25 minutes away from the full-time whistle, and they'll be hoping for at least one more try here to help get them over the line. Yep, Bunnings snag. We went. Where else did we go that we walked a lot? We went to the warehouse, but we didn't really find what we were looking for. We were going to do a video of some sort. I couldn't find it at the warehouse, sadly. Well, Jordan quiet and Sean looking solid here. Cheers, Blues, Nate. Yeah, it seems like Jordan, he's been relatively quiet. Although he's one of those players, isn't he, that if he gets one big run, he's going. Nice ball to McKenzie. Wide open. He's got Nuttawa on the inside. That's a terrible mistake from Willie Hines and Nuttawa over again for the Chiefs. They've now got themselves the 10-point lead. You working at Bunnings? Nah, not working there. We were just scouting out the joint just to see what it was like because it's in like a new extra area out the backside of Timaru. So it's there next to a countdown and everything like that. So we just had a look. Although George would want me to work there with one of the nice workers that he saw there. They're just checking here. Oh, okay. They're checking to see if 10 black, which is Damian McKenzie, is in an offside position. On-field decision is try. Running sausage sizzle. There's Mark there. Nice up to Bayer plenty. If he receives that inside the 10 metres, it's going to be a penalty, is what they've just said. And Chiefs, yes, says big light. No. This could be a big moment in this game because that's either going from a 10-point lead back to a 5, which puts the Crusaders within a converted try away. Crusaders on fire, says Jason. But to be fair, I might have to get a job at Bunnings. Oh, it's going to be no try. It was inside of the 10 metres there for Damian McKenzie. Yeah, that can be my job while the streaming building back up. And that was what happened. Your video cut saying something about copyright. Yeah, unfortunately, Sansa decided to copyright strike us for using Super Rugby in the title. So, yeah, sadly, we got struck. We aren't able to stream on that channel until that gets removed, which could take a couple weeks or so. I'm hoping it's going to be quicker. I've sent them an email, but I don't see them replying till straight after the game. That would be the earliest that they replied, just because then that way, like they've at least stopped us from being able to do our commentary during the match. Yeah, not ideal, but we're getting through it. We're on the sport channel. Be sure to hit that subscribe button over here if you haven't already, just because it might be where we are situated for the next 2 weeks or so with streaming. Going to be kicked towards the corner now from the Crusaders. About 12 meters out from the line, and looks like there's going to be some subs being made here in the very near future. Ready, Taylor. Throws it in. Crusaders now with their chance. Talking about how important that moment may have been. Gardner now on the field. That is for Sione Havili Talatui. This is rolling very efficiently towards the try line. Cody Taylor, he's lost his footing, so they will have to use it now. He's got back up, has he? No, they've got the advantage, so this might end up being another yellow card. Waina Nuku, just short of the line. Crusaders pressing hard. There's Hanoi. Sends is Jason. Yeah, not ideal. I feel like that's all I've been able to say is just not ideal. Like, it's just very unfortunate. Mm. And I haven't lost your channel on YouTube when it was 0-3. The Crusaders then got you back here 10-8. I hope you get a reimbursement. I can guarantee you that Sanzar will not do that. They'll be like, oh, whoopsies, our bad. Or they'll just not reply to me, so I have to wait a couple weeks before getting it fired back up. Here we go, says Jason. Worst thing is it's a Saturday night. Like, no one works till Monday, do they? Crusaders score from here. This game is rigged, says Builder McLeod, although it was an offside against them. Our neutral is O'Keefe. Why isn't there an Aussie ref, says Fleshin? I mean, yeah, it's an interesting point. They probably realised that the only Aussie ref that was available was Nick Berry, and they were like, nah, we're all right, thank you. Yeah, Hearts is big light. Now 5 meters out again, Crusaders rolling more chance. YouTube on TV, no delay. I'm on laptop. A delay, says Robert there. And Gardner would have been a much better choice, I reckon. I think he's one of the assistants, isn't he, Angus? Gardner, if I'm not wrong. Oh, Christie almost breaking over. Just short to Mighty Williams. He's also going to be forced down just short. He's trying to hold it up. That's not great positioning from O'Keefe. I think there was actually Angus Gardner on this near side, or one of the touch judges. Now it's called us held up. Drop out. Yeah, I think initially it was actually the assistant helping out, saying, no, it's not over the line yet. If the Crusaders win from here, actually means means Chiefs aren't that good, says Jason. Much for the right from the crowd if the Chiefs lose, says Nazi Williams. And yeah, there's still 22 minutes remaining. So, plenty of time remaining is all I'm going to say. And both of these sides, their benches going to be very important. Keith, well, I'm sure that's not Keith from what you've put, Nazi Williams. Now kicked off long, nicely taken by Will Jordan, offloaded across to Christian Leo Willie. Good shoe now. Tackled low by Samapeni Finau. Penalty goes the way of Alex Nankivell on the breakdown, though, for not releasing. And the Chiefs, they are firing today. Yes, they've had a lot of penalties against them, but ever since those penalties have started disappearing, they have been certainly going decently. Will there be streakers like in Napier for the Warriors there, says Hanoi? Hopefully not, because I can hear that there's quite a few children in attendance. I feel like it's a strange streaking in general is just strange, isn't it? When you think about it. Because like you're literally undressing, you're like, I'm gonna run out on the field for people and their children to see. No? Great work from Alex Nankerville. Oh, Damian McKenzie going to fullback. That is going to be for Sean Stevenson and Tupavai also being taken off. No, sorry, Atena Nana Satoro. Now Brad Weber getting welcomed off by the Chiefs faithful. They weren't streaking in Napier, they had clothes on, says Nuzzy Williams. Also, they're just pitch invaders. Pitch invaders, probably the better word for that one. Now to the left. Samason Tokiaho, no streaker. Just let in a whole ball, says Laurie. Out to the left, Samapeni Finau. Weber taken off the field for Cortez Aratamago, the Chiefs. Have been the best team all year, says Mark. And I have to say that this is one of their better performances in terms of the playoff games, but that is because it's dry conditions. They don't have to try and, I guess, over adjust with that extra bit of dampness that's underfoot, the slippery ball. They can just play it the way that they normally would. And that is where they're so dangerous. Little chip behind from Damien McKenzie, waiting for the bounce. It's an awkward one. Willie Hines manages to clean it up, and now Dom Gardner tries to break off, tackled low by Josh Ioane. He's on the field for Tinanana Satoro. And anyone else going for the Satyrs for the first time ever, says Hanoi. I know that there'll be a few people who are hoping the Crusaders win for the sake of Razor last game for the Crusaders as coach, but the Chiefs, I mean, can they upset, get themselves the victory here? Although it's a weird one because it's not even really an upset if they manage to win it at home in some regards. I believe the Chiefs did concede a try beforehand, says Big Light. Here also. We will go like this. Go like this as well. There we go. Now the scrum. Crusaders, they are down by a little bit at the moment. They do going off to the right. Now in behind. Here comes Will Jordan gliding towards the 40-meter line. Even if Razor loses tonight, they're still going to break dance for the ABs. There's Laurie. Sam Kane comes through the middle. Being told that he was entitled to that ball. Willie Hines almost gets held up into a rolling maul. The ball goes out, though, for the Crusaders at the back. Now going off to the left-hand side. Tom Gardner. Ball available. Now off to the right. Shea Fiaki. Just keep on looking up at that clock and realizing how close we are getting to the end of this. I feel like that is one of those ones that as soon as we get to that 5 to 10 minutes, we're going to see the deep being taken. We're going to see sides really just digging deep. And go the Crusaders. Love that team, says Chalabi. And also we have there who are the Aucklanders going for tonight. That's a good question. I'm not actually too sure who they are going for. There's going to be the penalty, though, to the Chiefs. So I feel like it's got to be North Island boys, doesn't it? No way Chiefs are going to let the game slip. There's Mark there. Will Carrier holding on. The Chiefs' defense is immense tonight. They've been playing very well, the Chiefs. And, yeah, like I mentioned, this is their best performance in quite some time in terms of those last few games that we have seen. So I think if there was ever a time to get it right, it's now. Now, McKenzie. Be booting this one for the touchline. Great low tackle made there. Ollie Norris it was, in fact. Got over it. Robinson, he's looking nervous at the moment. Great defense, Chiefs. And also we've got there is there are no breakdance clause in the Razors contract. Well, that's the thing. When do you breakdance, though? I assume that would be theoretically the only time he would breakdance is either winning a competition or winning the World Cup. Those will be the two times I feel like they would allow him to do his dance. Who's winning, says Nehana. At the moment, it is the Chiefs. 20 points to 15 after 64 minutes. Now, nice run from the Chiefs with Josh Ioane moving up to only 15 minutes out from the Crusaders line now. Now, Ratama and behind Nankerville tries to go to McKenzie. It's kicked forward by Moonga, but McKenzie's still able to dive onto it. Willie Hines taking some big shots so far today, and he's almost ended up in the wrong place. Available only Razor breakdance and his AB's close, or only in Super Rugby. Like Hamish sitting in South Africa watching live on Supersport with my pops. Go the Crusaders. Here's Joss. Currently down by 5, but that is still easy enough to get back for a side as clinical as the Crusaders. Just put $100 on the Crusaders to win from here, says Jason. How much were they paying, Jason, out of curiosity for them? I assume they would have been paying a little bit. Oh, that was all. Is that going to be? No, not a clean turnover. Now Ratama goes across to Ioane and behind Nankerville. Flat run there, doing a lot better in this game than he did last week. And who is, says Nehana. So who's winning? It's currently the Chiefs who are winning. Back to the right. Ngātua Koi Goes to Damian McKenzie, Josh Ioane, now to Sam Kane, pops it out to Anton Leonard Brown. He's not getting younger. He could do this, or he could do his breakdancing, or he could do his back, sorry, and breakdancing for the ABs. And go on the Chiefs, pull out the Patu. Why do the Sailors always seem to be favourites? Says Annoy. It's just the titles in the bank, isn't it? I think it's kind of a been there, done that mentality. Available again, Willie Hines now. Ball is inside. Hines will be able to kick this one in touch. We haven't seen a huge amount of Brody Retallick as of late, so I feel like maybe a run from him will be just around the corner. Big run from Damian McKenzie. Gets him round the bootlaces. And the ball, has it been cleanly ripped away? It looks like it has here. To Mighty Williams. Back across to Ollie Jaeger. Now goes to Moonga. Enor. Will Jordan. All Black to All Black. Goes out to Shea Fiaki. Straight into Jacobson, who's been extremely physical throughout this game. Now to the left, Gardner, Richie Moonga lined up by two. Damian McKenzie tries to nail to Mighty Williams. That didn't work out for him. Crusaders have bottled it, says Stephen Pope. Now Leicester fire Nuku. Got him again. A quick nap before the Curry Cup final, Amish. There's Chalabi. Is that for yourself or for me? Because we are probably going to be skipping the Curry Cup, unfortunately, for the final tonight, mainly because the main channel did end up with that copyright strike. And yeah, it's one of those ones that we don't want to risk this channel getting struck down as well. Even though, like, you'd be like, but you're doing this game after you just got struck, but we've changed the title completely. We've got no thumbnail on it. So, yeah, I think tonight we're going to end up with a bit of a spell just until we can confirm what happens with the main channel. Which is a shame because I was heavily looking forward to that Curry Cup final. Same with the under-20s games. They're just around the corner. Now to the right. Christian Leo Willie, they're up to 22 metres out. The Crusaders. And this has been 10 successful phases in a row. The Mighty Williams, tackled by Sam Kane. A little step there from Dom Gardner. And how many worms killed in this game so far? If a wet track, the worm casualty will be inflated 30%. So it's not too wet, so probably only about 15. Also, and Darren has said that's BS. You got a strike for just putting the Super Rugby title, says Darren. Yeah, it's pretty rough. But hopefully, I just really hope it doesn't take too long to get the channel back so that I can upload streams on it again. Like, at the end of the day, it's our main thing that we do in terms of, yeah, kind of everything like that. So, yeah, it's a shame, but I would much rather it only happen to me than it happen to everyone in the rugby community, if that makes sense. So, if it means that I have to deal with it, so that, I mean, Martin's just said here about Strike 2 Cents was just talking about it now. Yeah, like, if it means that I get a strike so that 2 Cents can still stream, it doesn't end up with it as well, then I'm happy to take that blow. Just Yeah, it's just a shame. Like, we've done every game pretty much of Super Rugby. We've done the semi-finals. We've done the quarterfinals, all 4 of them for the quarters. We've done every game involving New Zealand sides pretty much, or 90% of them, and then it's the final when we had our best chance of growing out to a new audience as well. That's when they decided to take it down. But it's a shame. Is because it's a final. Yeah, so pretty much they assumed that I was showing the game because we had quite a few viewers watching, not just because we've built up a Super Rugby audience by doing all of the games prior. And yeah, they took it down. Haven't heard back about it. I don't think I will until probably at least like midweek. That looks close to the line for the Crusaders here. Now, penalty advantage for the Crusaders again. Looks like Scott Barrett, Scooter, is going to have a crack around the side. Now he's fallen onto his back. That always makes it tricky to get over the line. And on 2 Cents, had a similar one during COVID for the exact same reason. 1 week top. It'll be all sorted, says Distractor Sports. Although we actually had that same strike. Fun fact, Tony. Because that was the first Super Rugby AU game. The copyright struck him and they copyright struck us. He was very lucky. I think he had it back up and running in the 3 hours or so. Ours took about 2.5 weeks for us to get it sorted. So I'm not too hopeful. but I'm hoping it's back by the time the Ashes comes around because at the end of the day, that's what are going to be covering as well. Your strike just shows what's wrong with New Zealand rugby. This faceless corporate mob squashes the little guy for no real reason at all. Lame, says Martin Smith. The worst thing about it though was I went on YouTube straight after, looked it up, and you could see match footage on YouTube being live streamed. Like it was so weird. Like there were 3 or 4 live streams that actually had the game footage on YouTube. They were fine, but it's our channel that gets taken down. Nice throw in there from the Crusaders. How much time left? Only another 9 minutes remaining. That's going to be dragged down again. Down by red, they've called. Are they going to be all right? Yeah, player. Nope. Going to be all right again. I was going to say they don't want a player not rolling away. Oh, Sam Kane. Unfortunately, I think he's just cynically dove on that one, and he's going to end up with a yellow card against him. Maybe get this channel up. Subscribers until the main channel. Kiwi Lads ready. There's Blues, Nate. I mean, it is an option. It's just I really it's a risky one in some regards because if any other competition decides that they want to strike us or anything like that, then we're like because that's the thing. Fans are if they were going to do it just for the title, our channel's gone theoretically. Like if there was any sort of copyright infringement that we were um reaching, which we're not, by just writing it in the title. But yeah, if there was, we've got probably 200 videos with the competition name in it. So we'd be screwed if there was actually anything to go off. And Kane paying the price for very last week, letting him have every confidence. Great rolling ball try now for the Crusaders. And this kick could give them the 2-point lead. No real cup for Kane, says Big Light. That's no good, Hamish. All those hours of work, says Nazi Williams. Yeah, it's a lot. And the worst thing, I mean, yeah, I was looking forward. I thought we had a good chance of getting towards 25,000 subscribers by the end of this, like live stream on the main channel if we had gone right through. Like at the time we got struck, I think we had like 500 people watching, and that was only about 20 minutes through the game. So with the closeness of this game, I would say we would have had at least 1,000 concurrent viewers on that stream, which I mean, it could have been the big one that we got to 25K, which would have been pretty awesome. But now it's one that anyone who doesn't see community posts, they'll be like, oh, why didn't he do the final? He's lazy, he didn't do that one. And now, you know, it's unlucky. But like I said, if it means that I'm the only one who ends up struck and the other fellas who are doing it, like I see that Rugby Itch, he's got about 80 viewers at the moment, which is absolutely awesome for him because I know how hard he works on his channel and the fact that he is getting a little bit of a boost here for this final is absolutely awesome. And I see 2 cents. I think he was still up the last time I checked just because I wanted to make sure everyone else was still good to go. And he's still up, so that's fantastic for him as well. See that he's got Gazza on. Well, stream, I hope the channel's all good, bruv. I was wondering, where's Hamish at, says Marco. Yeah, got copyright struck by Sansa Johnny, so we have to wait until they take it away before we can stream again, sadly. I think rugby will be better with 13 on the field instead of 15. Closer matches and more tries, says Martin Smith. Welcome to Rugby League, Martin. Another option. But yeah, I mean, at times you notice those gaps start to open up. I think that's why they brought in the 50-22, wasn't it? Because they wanted to try and create gaps in behind that would then allow more attacking scenarios. Great thing is so big, brother, isn't it? Oh, at least backups can keep going. That's something, says Martin. Yeah, it's pretty much it's the worst timing for it. I would say worst timing touchwood other than the World Cup. Or the Rugby Championship, which now I'm concerned about because it sounds related. But yeah, it's a tricky one. Took the week off work this week so that we were nice and rested and, after our Ashes late night streams. Yeah, now we're gonna be working double hours next week, I think. That's all right. Gotta do it. When was the last time DMAC did a droppy? It's been a little while, old DMAC, but he nails them normally not too badly. 50 meters out now. Currently on the halfway line, the Chiefs with it in hand. Nicely taken. Do you have a payment option to help, bro, says MHH? I don't actually know. we have. Normally, it's on the main channel, like, it's the donation ones. I don't know if second channel I think it might have donations enabled. I know that one day I made a PayPal link, like, 2 years ago, but I have no idea where that is. Now that might be something. No, I don't. That's the thing. I don't like asking for money, or I don't like receiving money, which sounds really weird because I'm a streamer and most streamers they get money. Like it's, I always feel bad because like people are giving me stuff when I'm like only talking to them. Looks like Mackenzie's going for the three here from 52 meters out. Big chance to allow them to get the lead back again. How much easier for the Satyrs against 14 Chiefs? The Chiefs can't lose or themselves lose this one, and YouTube and Sans are pathetic, says Repent in there. And feel if the Chiefs lose or if the Chiefs lose, the disallowed try would ruin this good tussle. Although he was offside, unfortunately, for Damien McKenzie for that disallowed try. If we're talking about that line out one, so it's one that some people might not be happy about it, but yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Little moments. I know the Clutch King will get it, says Barry Green. If they don't win tonight, could be 7 years till the next title. There's Martin. Gulp intensifies, says Big Light. Right, the kick for Damien McKenzie here. 3.5 minutes remaining on the clock. We see the little smile. He's nailed so many kicks throughout the year. This one, it's short. It's short. He hasn't got the distance. It was accurate. And thanks for the $210 TAB profit. There's Jason there. He's referring to the Crusaders winning, although they haven't won yet. We need to not count the eggs before they hatch. That's the big thing. Ruben O'Neill now making his way onto the field. Also, no, you deserve the tips of money, Amish. You're going to heaps of hours, says Nazi. And droppy time, says Martin Smith in there as well. Yeah, but we have mental health issues. We come to you for your blessing, says Nate. But yeah, that's the thing. It was normally, oh, that's a big knock on from the Chiefs. We'll be a little bit unlucky to only get a couple minutes. Yeah, I always found that during like the stages of people having to go through the lockdowns and everything like that, like it was the perfect way of being able to communicate with people while they weren't able to go outside and chat to people, if that makes sense. That was not the best pass ever from Moni Narawa. Well, we go like this. There we go. And who scored the try to give the Crusaders the lead? I believe it was Cody Taylor. I think. I think it was Cody Taylor. Yes, it was. All Crusaders almost getting themselves a penalty. And also maybe Sean Stevenson might have had the distance for the clutch. Yeah, Mackenzie normally gets them from 50 out, don't they? You should let people join your channel for 99 cents a month. There's Defunct there. And thank you for the stream for us who don't have Sky Hammy says this news. No worries at all. I think I'm more appreciative that you guys have come over from the main channel. Because it was probably quite hard to find, I guess you could say. Mainly because I just didn't go with a thumbnail. I just put if you know, you know. It has no description, no information about it. Just if you know, you know. I must have been a YouTube rugby competitor or commentator competitor, envious and jelly, and snitch some BS. Says Nazi Williams. No, I don't think it would have been any of those lads. It's just Sansa being Sansa. Thank you, Chiefs, participating, says Jason, although they've got one last chance here. 1 minute remaining and 2 points difference here between the two sides. So as the ball says James Noonan at the moment, the Chiefs do inside of their 22. Appreciate you from Manchester, brother. It took me a while to find you. There's Meek. Yeah, hugely appreciated you being there. The final moments. Could still be a last one here. Oh, now Fireman. Oh, the penalty goes the way of the Crusaders. First player lifts, holds on. Second player, what do they do here, the Crusaders? I believe they'll take the shot at the post, and that may just secure the final moments. Moonga wants to kick for the corner. No. They're saying go for the post. He's going, I'm worried I'm going to hit the post. So they're going to have a huddle. We're going to take on the points. And Narawa, boy, he's had a fantastic game, Amona Narawa. so far, but you can see the disappointment on the face of Sam Cane after that one. Final moments now, though. Who makes the decision here? Well, I think Richie, maybe he was just trying to stall a little bit, being like, hey, I think we need to talk about this a little bit longer. That's an interesting breakdown, though, because Whainānuku's fallen over the front, losing his footing. And then from there, Kutis Ratama wasn't able to get in there. How long's left at the moment? That is the full-time siren we've just heard. Richie Mo'unga to line up the kick that would secure the Crusaders yet again another Super Rugby title. Probability of 72%. Richie, I'd like to think he's not going to sacrifice this kick and try and shank it so that it goes out. I'd like to think he'd still try and put it down the middle. If he hits the post, and it's gone over for Richie Mo'unga and the winners of the Super Rugby competition, the Crusaders, 25 points to 20. Had the send-off that I'm sure he was after. And yeah, you've made a massive profit there, Jason. I back in the Crusaders to win that one. What a class act. Crusaders won. Says Stephen, yeah, coming from behind, being 5 points down to then take the lead back. Win it. 25 points to 20. Unlucky boys, well done, Crusaders. The last time we ever seen Satyrs here, says the Blues, Nate. Hard to say, isn't it? But yeah, it was an eventful game, I have to say. And the Chiefs, I have to say as well, they played a very good game at times. You know, they had their moments, some fantastic work out their backline with Amoni Narawa. If the Chiefs had won, he would have been my man of the match. For the Crusaders, you probably go with someone like a Cody Taylor, doing very well. A Whitelock embracing Richie Mo'unga after another title is put into the trophy cabinet. 2022 Blues at Eden Park now. Chiefs 2023. Well, Satyrs too good, says Laurie. I was like, well, Chiefs will probably be here again next year for a rematch, says Martin. The ref go royally if himself, says Maduff. And also raise a clean sweep, baby. Yeah, it was a controversial last breakdown, you would have to say, with the way that it did end up going. And I thank you and appreciate you, says Robert here. And Mackenzie gets greedy in my eyes. It should have gone for the corner. He was never going to make that long kick. Although, I guess as a player who's playing well, Mackenzie would have felt he had that distance because, you know, he's been nailing them all throughout this year as well, hasn't he, in terms of those distance shots. Right, we'll go like this. We'll go like this as well. And that jerk is going to break down, says Vic. Yeah, I think we're going to see it in the very near future. Right, we'll go like this. We'll go like that as well. He was trying to be a hero, and it's the final. Go for the corner, says Defunk, and the bells are silent. Well, that's the thing. It's a sold out crowd, but I think I hear about 5 people at the moment, which just shows, I mean, the support that the Blues had, or sorry, not the Blues, the Chiefs had in this contest. It was great to see that they were so heavily, I guess, yeah, supported for this match, is the best way of describing it. And here's a wild idea for the final. The game should go 100 minutes, says Martin there. And good season for the Super. Congrats, Satyrs. Solid season by the Chiefs in there. But nonetheless, I think we are at the end of this live stream, ladies and gentlemen. I will keep you guys updated in the community chat with what is happening in terms of that copyright strike. What was your thoughts on the game? A lot of penalties early on against the Chiefs. They fired back pretty well in that middle section, though. And then, yeah, just at the end, the Crusaders too many penalties once again against the Chiefs, I'd have to say. Well done, Satyrs, says CK. And also, the Satyrs team is a different kind of animal. Always seem to come good when needed, says Enzel. Also, have got, will George be happy tonight? He'll be happy about the result, but he knows that I got a strike, so he's pretty gutted for us as well. So, yeah. This is what it is, though. I am going to be popping over to Rugby Itch's YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen, to have a bit of a post-match chat with him. If you are new, sure to hit that subscribe button over here, just in case this is where we're streaming for the next 2 or so weeks. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Appreciate everyone for coming over. Very much keep us posted. So I'll keep you posted on the Discord and also the community chat on YouTube. It's pretty much when you're on someone's channel, it's about the fourth or fifth one over, and it's after the playlist tab on a YouTube channel. Thanks, Hamish. Hope you get your channel back ASAP. And you're going where? It's over to Rugby Itch, his YouTube channel. We're going to do a little bit of a post match review over there as well. Thank you all very much for tuning in. I will see you all for the next one.